Hey everybody, I'm here today to tell you how to avoid potholes while driving. In this video, I'll be going over 4 specific things that you can do to avoid potholes while driving. Now, before I start this video, I do want to say this right here. The majority of potholes that you encounter while you're driving, the majority of cars that you see on the road will do no damage at all to your car, will affect your drive and your drivetrain in basically no way, shape, or form. So if you're avoiding potholes on a regular basis, these little tiny potholes, and you're driving just a normal car, then you know what? You're kind of wasting your time. I don't want to be mean, but it's the truth. But if you want to avoid them, you can still use these 4 little steps. But if you're driving a lowered car, a super sporty car, a car with an old suspension that probably doesn't work properly, or the potholes are really big, then yes, you should try to avoid them because it can do some decent damage to your car. And it's as simple as that, right? So let's get right into it. The first thing that you can do to avoid potholes is constantly scan the road ahead. If you're driving and you're like dazing off, like, oh, look at those birds flying in the sky, boom, you're gonna hit a pothole, and it might be a huge pothole. It might damage your car, right? So you have to scan the road ahead, okay? Now, by that I mean, you're still focusing on the road in front of you, but you're looking side to side and you're looking back and forth, right? You're not staring at the road below you because that can cause you to get into an accident. You're just constantly scanning ahead, right? As you're driving, you're looking at the lanes. It's as simple as that. It's just a little general swift move of the neck like that. Just like that. You're just rotating your head a little bit as you're scanning. And most of the time, you can even just do it with your eyes like that. Just side to side. Scan the road ahead of you. This way, you can identify the potholes, and then that'll allow you to avoid them, okay? Now I'll tell you how to avoid them momentarily. But number 2, the second thing that you can do to avoid potholes is to keep your tires properly inflated. If your tires are underinflated, then even with a small pothole, you're gonna feel it. And that pothole might even cause that rim to hit the ground, which can cause some serious damage, right? Or the side of your rim can hit the edge of the pothole, which can dent the rim and warp the rim, which is horrible. You're gonna need a new rim or to get it fixed, right? But with that being said, if you keep your tires properly inflated, you'll probably be able to tackle most small potholes with barely even feeling them. You're probably not gonna even feel them. And it also gives you better grip on the road. So if you have to steer around the potholes, then having properly inflated tires will allow you to more easily steer around them. And if you can't steer around them and you have to tackle them head on, you have to just drive through them, then there's less of a chance that you'll even feel them as much and less of a chance that they'll damage your car. So there is a whole plethora of reasons why you should keep your tires properly inflated with regards to pothole avoidance. But basically, it'll allow you to more easily get around them. And if you can't get around them, it'll allow you to tackle them and just go over them with being less likely to cause damage, while being less likely to cause any damage or discomfort. Okay. The third thing, and this is a crucial factor, and I'll tell you why. Not enough people do this when they're driving slammed cars or luxurious cars that they want to avoid potholes in. They don't do this, and they should. Leave extra distance between your car and the car in front of you. Now, if you are following closely to the car in front of you, then you're going to be seeing their rear bumper, and that's going to be your primary focal point, right? You're not going to be able to see the road in front of you until it's like right in front of you. If I'm following the car in front of me really closely, I'm only going to be able to see the road in front of my car when it's like right in front of my car. And that leaves me with little to no reaction time at all. Instead, if I leave an increased gap, then I can see a lot more road in front of me, a lot more road real estate in front of me. That means that when there's a pothole coming up, I'm going to see it earlier on when it's further down the road, which gives me a better chance at being able to avoid it. It's as simple as that. So if you want to avoid potholes, if you really want to avoid potholes, don't tailgate people and leave an extra gap in front of your car, between your car and the car in front of you, okay? Last but not least, the 4th thing that you can do to avoid potholes while driving is to steer around them if you can do so safely. Now, like I said, I see it all the time. People are driving regular cars and I live in Toronto. There are quite a few potholes on the roads, right? They just, because of the weather changes, they just happen, right? The roads crack, and then the potholes that they filled get destroyed because of the massive fluctuation in temperature between winter and spring and summer and fall and so forth, right? And I see people driving regular cars that are swerving around potholes, and they literally swerve like 40 times on every road. And I'm like, that's a lot of extra mindset. That's a lot of extra thinking, a lot of extra movement. You're probably going to do much more damage through wear and tear on your tires by swerving around every single pothole for no reason than you are just driving through them. It's as simple as that. But if you need to avoid potholes, okay, if the pothole is really big, or if you just really want to avoid them for some reason, then you can try and steer around them if you can do so safely. Now, don't do what I've seen people do, which is you're driving in one lane and you swerve to the other lane without signaling or doing anything like that. That is so unsafe. And it's almost pointlessly being unsafe. But that's my opinion. But if you can steer around them safely, I would recommend just, a little turn of the steering wheel is all it takes. Like that. Bah, bah, bah. Like you're only taking the steering wheel and you're kind of just moving it slightly to make sure that your tires don't actually hit the pothole. You should try and steer around it so that the pothole ends up either on the outside of your car, on the outside of your tires, or on the inside of your car. Like if you can drive over the pothole with tires being on either side of it, where the pothole ends up being in the center of your car, go for it if you can do so safely. And that's it. In this video, I've told you how to avoid potholes while driving. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.